isn't it? Because there is no proof. And then we also read it up to Najayate also. Najayate, that also we finished. Okay? Panditam, some scholars, some Pandits say that this kind of knowledge is never possible, that Aham Brahmasmi, this Jnana Yoga path, the Vedanta that you're talking of, the Mahavakyas, is not possible. This Janmadi Shadbhava Vikriya Raita. Are you looking at the place where I'm looking at? 21.5. Beginning we finished almost till half of it, almost, right? Janmadi Shadbhava Vikriya Raita Aham, that Atma, which is Janmadi Shadbhava, that is, which is free of these sixfold modifications that you're talking of, that Akarta, Abhokta, Atma, that actionless Atma. That is not possible because there is no proof at all. Even if you're talking about it, it is just for sake of talking, nothing more than that, just to give you some boost so that you can perform karmas better. That's what we see, right? Panditam Manyaha, these Pandits claim, these Purvakanda Pandits, some pseudo scholars, that's what self-styled scholars we're saying in this English translation, right? None can acquire the knowledge. I am the self, is they're saying. But answer also we have seen that short answer, na jayate, the verse that from the verse 20 was quoted, ityadi shastra upadesha anardhakyat. If you say that, if you're asking for, saying that that kind of a knowledge is impossible, then the Vedanta Shastra will be anarthakyam, which is anartham. That will become redundant, useless. Just like you are dependent on Veda, the Veda Purva as a proof, the Aham Brahmasmi Jnanam, the Vedanta, is dependent on Jnanakanda Bhagam as a proof, right? That's what we have seen. Just like the previous portion of the Veda, Purva is proof for the Sukshma Sharira, traveling, the Jiva, taking births, Swarga, Punya, Papa. But Vedanta is also the proof. I am depending upon that as the proof. You are depending on that as the proof. Just as a scientist is dependent on the Pratyaksha and Anumana Pramana as the proof. This is also as good as another solid proof. A sense organ you can take if you want. A sixth sense if you want to take. Because scientists also has a belief in the sense organs. This is also a faith in another great sense organ called the Veda. And here we're talking about not the scientist, but they are talking about the Purva Pakshi is the Veda Purva, the Purva Mimamsaka, who is saying for such knowledge there is no proof. If he says, then for your knowledge also, which you are dependent upon the Veda Purva, then that will also become useless. Then you should not have faith in that also. That's what you see. Na jayate ityadi shastra upadesha anardhakyat. That will become useless, meaningless. You're not accepting this teaching. There, we have finished, stopped there, I think, right? That was a short answer. Then yathacha shastra upadesha samarthyat. There we have to start. Somebody wants to? Yathacha. Anybody wants to read? Manoj,
I can try, but
you got the whole premise, right?
Yes.
Question?
Yes.
No questions? Answer.
Yathacha shastropadesha
Samarthyad.
Samarthyat dharma 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 dharma. I think somebody else should read if my sister
Dharma,
seeing me struggle like this.
dharma dharmastitva vijnanam
Kartuscha dehantara sambandha vijnanam
utpadyate.
utpadyate.
Hmm.
Tata shastrat tasya eva atmanah avikriyatva krutvai
Kartrutvaikatvadi.
kartrutvaitvadhi vijnanam kasmat the utpadyate iti prashtavyate.
Iti prashtavyate. That is a counter question. Praditi prashtavyahate. That is a counter question he is asking. That is the answer. So what is the elaboration of that earlier short answer is? Shastra Upadesha Samarthyat. So Samarthyam based on
Capability.
the
Skill or capability of the Shastra.
the strength of the teaching based on that teaching. What teaching? Shastra Upadesha. The earlier portion, which is the Karma Kanda, that Shastra means the Karma Kandam portion, Upadesha, the teaching. Based on that data, Samarthyam, based on that teaching, so, or the strength of the data collected from that teaching, right? You are inferring, right? Dharma astitva, dharma astitva vijnana. So you got the knowledge of dharma, adharma, astitva vijnana, right? Punyam, papam, right? Somebody doing the ritual, the swarga, naraka, all that. The jiva traveling through different janmas, taking other punarjanmas, all that, right? It's also based on the data, karma kandam, because Veda itself can be taken as a pramanam, just like we are taking a pramanam, a sense organ is one pramanam. Veda itself is an independent pramanam we talk of, right? Upajivya pramanam they call Shastra Acharyas. They're not independent, just like, right? I use a sense organ to prove that this, what color is this. I don't need any other proof. I just use a sense organ if it is functioning properly, that, right? So just like that, Veda is also an independent pramana. In fact, nobody need to say there is a scientific proof for Veda, this and that. That is also not required. Some people say, right? Because science even doesn't have access to that. That's why it's called apaurusheya pramanam, we call it. Apaurusheya. It is not a paurusheya pramana. Just like scientist believes in his sense organs and then analyzes based on the data collected to sense organs, because he has faith in that. Just like that, there is also faith in, I can say, right? So Veda also as another sense organ you can take as the. So dharma astitvam. So this karma kandi also is also has.
I want to stop there. You are just going too much on that one. It is, how can it be another sense organ?
In a way, I'm saying, just like the sense organ, just like the sense organ is independent for in that way, I'm saying, as though you can take it as an independent pramanam, just like the sense organ. I'm saying. Yeah, yeah. Any
So,
question?
Shastra does not require any proof, but then the same Shastra has been interpreted differently by various acharyas, right? Like Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, or some. So when you have a possibility of interpreting what we consider sacred in different ways, then how do we take it as proof? I don't know if I'm asking correctly.
Which one to be convinced about? You're saying.
Yeah, like Adi Shankaracharya is saying that this doesn't need proof, it is already proven. This is the fact. But then the same material has been taken and some people have come up with different facts.
Yeah, same Brahma Sutra has been in India. Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya, Sri Bhashyam, Gita is different. Yeah, correct. Question is perfect, logical. So what is your final, what do you want to say? Okay, that is there. That is the fact.
My final
what is the
answer
question? I mean, you didn't let him complete the question.
No, I
What is the
completed
question?
the question. I think the explanation of Adi Shankaracharya ji is perfect only if you have faith in Shankaracharya, right? If you don't have faith in Shankaracharya and you have, let's say, faith in somebody else, then the Purvapakshi's question that, I am Atma, there is nothing else, or whatever, kind of wins the argument a little bit, is my contention. That's all.
It's not a question then.
It's a question and also lack of clarity in my
an
head.
observation, right? Good observation.
Okay. An observation, but the observation is correct. It is based on the belief people will go in those respective paths. But at the same time, truth is one. So what Advaita, without any kind of hesitation, says is, if you are honest seeker of the truth, you will eventually find out Advaita as the ultimate answer. So Advaita never condemned that following other acharyas or anything, but at the same time,
Right.
if you are honest to your seeking, you'll come to us.
Anybody wants to add to that? Okay, Manoj?
Yeah, I believe in Adi Shankaracharya, so I am fine. But when you're reading through this,
But wait a second. Belief is not the one that Adi Shankara talks about.
I for my stage where I am, I think it is extraordinarily essential for me to have this faith, for me to proceed. It may be different for different people, that's fine, but I cannot proceed without faith.
True.
And I have faith, and that's the only way I can put my next step forward. Unfortunately, I don't know any other way.
True. That is how you start. That is how you start, and then you're convinced of this teaching as you go on through Shravana Maranam. And that's why the Manana Granthas are there. Manana Granthas. That's why the Purvapaksha, Shankaracharya brings so many Purvapakshas, so that to strengthen our conviction. Oh, you might suddenly you listen to Chinnajir Swami and he's talking about Shankaracharya. He's not a Jagadguru at all. Advaita is talking. He Brahma antunnadu, Mithya antunnadu వీళ్ళు అందరికి 100 మంది కూర్చొని వాళ్ళు ఇన్స్పైర్ అయిపోవచ్చు. బట్ దెన్ అందుకే ఈ పూర్వపక్షాస్ అన్ని తీసుకొచ్చి ఈ బ్రింగింగ్ సో మెనీ టు స్ట్రెంగ్థెన్ అవర్ కన్విక్షన్.
Let me give you an example. I think our Chandrasekhar used to have belief on Chinnajir. I mean, long back. Okay. He took me to that Yajna also in those days. Okay. And I used to joke about it. But anyway, at that time itself, but the question is that one that the belief has been grown into conviction now. And that's where the growth is. Manoj, if you are saying that one, yes, I need to have belief, or if Chandrasekhar is saying that, yes, that is the way you start, need not be. Shankaracharya lays the foundation and puts the question very straightforward. We are in the second chapter of Gita. Very, very ultimate knowledge he has been trying to really impart. And we are going to the Shankara Bashya. And at that time, if you talk about belief, because of the belief we are going there, you are saying that the other one, that the Purvapakshi, what he is saying at that time. But one thing we can say, what we can say is right now what Shankara is indicating, I could not able to have the Gnana Phala. And then how do I seek that one? For that, what is required? Maybe belief also might help to get together and yoke into that direction to get the conviction. But that is only at that part. It is only a stepping stone. Never can be the path to seek.
Belief means pramanam, belief on the, first of all, on the Veda, the faith, on the Apaurushaya pramanam we start with.
Shraddha is different than belief.
Right.
Okay.
Shraddha, correct. It's a nice word.
We have to say Shraddha.
Yeah, I'm saying, yeah,
Not belief.
faith is, yeah, in a very fundamental way. Faith is belief without proof, right? And then we proceed forward, and to where it becomes a conviction. So that's why we talk about strengthening our faith.
True.
Yeah.
Strengthening your faith. That's why Mananam, Shravana Mananam Nididhyasanam, the path of Jnana Yoga. Shravanam is Pramana Asambhavana, to remove that. No, I don't know about it. That is why Shravanam you need. Prameya Asambhavana, it's called, when it is come to Mananam. The doubts about the subject. Oh, which one is good? Which one is the right path? Is it Advaita, Visishtadvaita, or Purvamimamsa, or Dvaitam? So to remove those doubts, that's why first Shravanam is just a we do. But the second type of Shravanam is total Mananam. We even Purva Paksha is brought in, and then Khandana is done of the, so that our conviction grows. So that's why you can ask many questions. But then why is Veda saying the about Dvaita, talking about the differences, talking about this Karma Kanda, this Jiva doing so many karmas, going to so many lokas? That is all we say Ardhavada portion. That is not the essence of the Veda. Essence of the Veda is only Advaita, Aham Brahmasmi Tattvamasi. Advaita anybody can teach. Veda need not have to teach. That's how we come there. We say
This, when that question kind of popped up as soon as when I read the English interpretation. So since we're talking about G.R. Swami, just a quick diversion. He was here in close to our house in Sterling somewhere, and he was giving a speech, and I think one of the people asked, you say Vishnu, 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 what about other, we have Shiva, So he said, America has one president. You can have Secretary of State, you can all have important positions, but there can be only one president, and that is Vishnu. So, these are people in extraordinary positions of power and influence, and they are confusing people. So that's,
and they think that is not confusion. So they think the others are confusing because they're set in that belief, in their ideology.
yeah, you may be right. Okay, I'll stop about that.
I'm sorry to bring GS on, because there was a recent confusion, controversy going on, some news, it was there. That's why.
No, Purva Acharya, how can you forget me?
Recently, after
No,
the inauguration of the statue, after in the statue inauguration, also you made some comments. I heard.
Yeah, my mother was saying that somebody said that there can be only one Jagat Guru, and that Jagat Guru is Ramanujacharya. Everybody else is not. Shankaracharya is not. So they almost overtly said that, and then I believe somebody said that you should not be talking like this. Everybody is great.
No, the first thing is that who really understands Shankara, not even talk about it. Not even talk about it, actually, because that is another waste of time. We'll stop there.
Yeah.
I think Mr. Kishore just killed it. So let's not waste time on.
It's a waste of. That's true.
Yeah.
Anybody, but no more comments, I think. And after that comment.
Yeah.
So let's continue.
Sure.
So Dharma. Sorry.
Yeah, actually, I attended discourses. I attend discourses. I attended Paripurnananda ji, Paripurnananda Swami, Samvedam Shanmuka Sharma. So they told there is no Vishnu Stotra like without Shivanama, and there is no Shiva Stotra without Vishnu Nama. They are fighting with each other. Only like we need to believe in Vishnu, only we need to believe in Shiva.
That is just basics. Preliminary level, we need all that.
Yeah, by knowing all these things again, still we fight means like we can understand where we are.
That's good.
Yeah, first thing to remember is in Shankara's path, there is no question of actually talking about others. It is about the self.
So they where are we? Dharma astitvam, existence of punya, papa, dharma, etc. is also based on what? The proof based on the Veda Purva Bhaga, which is also part of the Veda. Dehantara Sambandhi means the Dehantara Sambandhi, after the death of this body, this soul, the Jiva taking another birth, etc., right? Deha Antara, another body, Punarjanma we call it, right? Taking different Janmas, all that. What proof do you have for that? In fact, that is also Apaurushaya. Right? Vijnanam utpadyate. That knowledge utpadyate is arising based on the faith only on the previous part of the Veda. Just like that, tatha. If you are accepting that as a proof for dharma, adharma, punya, papa, you're doing karmas and there is going to be a result of that karma. Yajamana is doing so many recent you have done, right? In the Shivaratri day, so many karmas we have performed, right? Yajamana has done so many karmas and there is a result for that. What is a proof for that? What is Apaurushayam only? Faith. So, tatha, in the same manner, Shastrat, here Shastra, here the Jnanakanda portion. Vedanta depends on the Upanishads, the Jnanakanda portion. We get that knowledge with reference to the Aham Brahmasmi, the Atma, the Akarta, Abhokta Atma, Akriyatva, which is Avikriyatva, changeless Atma that we have seen in earlier shlokas. Akartrutva, which is Akarta, Ekatva, Akartrutva, Ekatva. If you split that, it will Akartrutva, Ekatva, non-dual, the Advaita Brahma, Vijnana. This knowledge also is based on what? The Jnanakandam portion, which I am depending upon. You are dependent upon that. And you can't say there is no proof for the Aham Brahmasmi and the Vedanta knowledge. Kasmat na upapadyate. Why can't that? Kasmat na upapadyate. Why can't that knowledge is also considered a knowledge? Why can't that knowledge take place? If that is earlier knowledge, you are depending upon it. Proof. As the Veda Purva, this knowledge also is possible based on Veda Anta. Got it? Question, anybody? So everything that you are dependent upon about the karmi getting punyam after doing certain karmas, everything that you are dependent is on the Veda Purva. This I am dependent on Veda Anta. So it's certain analysis. You are doing analysis of that. Mimamsa they call it, right? Iti te prastavyaha. Counter question you ask to that Purva Pakshi. Iti te prastavyaha. Then continue. Somebody continue. Got it? Is clear up till now? Any more comments? Questions? Kasmat na upapadyate. Why can't this knowledge of my higher self rise from the study or analysis of the Vedanta portion? The Jnanakanda portion is our answer. Continue. Karana agocharatvat, right? From there you have to start, isn't it? Karana agocharatvat iti chet. From there, karana agocharatvat. If you split that, it will become karana agocharatvat. Start. Somebody?
Yeah, I can try. Karana gocharatvat iti chet na manasai vanudrashtavyam.
Manasai vanudrashtavyam. Correct.
Iti shrutehe shastra iti shrutehe shastra charyopadesha shamadamadi samskrutam manaha atmadarshane karanam.
There inside sentence ends. So it is Shastra. If you split that, Shastra Acharya Upadesha Shama Damadi Samskrutam Manaha. That's a long compound word, right? Shastra Acharyopadesha Shama Damadi Samskrutam Manaha. That is a big word. Okay. What is the objection here? Another objection. Another question rather. Karana agocharatvad chet. What if iti chet, if he asks, Karana agocharatvad, you say Brahman is agocharam, Karana agocharam, right? That's what we talk of. It is beyond the mind intellect. That's our pet expression, right? Beyond the mind intellect. How can Brahman, it is agocharam. It's not accessible to any karanam, to any sense organ. Agochara. Can't go there. Gochara, going. Agochara. Mind cannot go there. Intellect cannot go there. Some famous popular verses we quote. Natatra chakshur gacchati navag gacchati, etc. Right? Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasasaha. These are famous popular verses that are quoted. Right? Mind cannot reach there. Mind will turn back while reaching Brahman. All those verses we've seen, isn't it? So, Karana agocharatva. For the Karma Kanda portion is very clear. I do ritual, I am getting the result. It is clear. I am able to, it is almost tangible, we can say this. There is an karanam, instrument of knowledge is there, which is the mind, intellect, the antakarana. We have seen in Tattva. To know that antakaranam is there, intellect is there, dharma, adharma, swarga, naraka, I can easily differentiate. But in your case, Brahman knowledge you're talking of, you're only saying it is agochar. I mean, it is known, it is agocharatvat. It is very well known, even from the famous Upanishad mantras. Then what is your answer? That is the question. Got it? The question, right? And the manasai vanudrashtavyam, that is quoted here in this. That is from Bru means Brihadharanyaka. In the brackets it is there, right? Brihadharanyaka Upanishad 4. There is a question. So what is the answer?
It's in English here, right?
Yeah, the Sanskrit word, the long compound you read that is the answer. Okay. So mind, intellect is instrument of knowledge for the Karma Kanda. So your knowledge is not possible about Brahman because it is agocharam. That is a question. Because, but here also, even in the Vedanta, when you are analyzing Shravana Maranam, mind and sense organs are used, right? But manasai vanudrashtavyam, etc. Ito vacho nivartante aprapya manasasaha, etc. Fine. The mind cannot reach there. But then what is needed is Shastra, Acharya, Upadesha, Shama, Damadi, Samskrutam Mana. A mind that is refined. Samskrutam Manaha. Refined by what? Shastra, Acharya, Upadesha. It's simple. You're understanding, right? And Shamadamadi, that we have seen the qualifications, the fourfold qualifications, etc. Shamadamadi, the sadhana chatushtaya. So a mind and eye that is refined, Sanskritam means refined, special equipment. That is used here. Not that we are giving up all the antakarana. We are understanding using that only, same instrument. But Shastra, Acharya, that is important. Acharya Upadesha. So that is given great emphasis in Vedanta also. Shastrajnopi Brahmanveshanam Swatantra Kuryat, some expression is there. Even Shastrajnopi, even great scholars also, Shastrajnopi, even great people also should not independently do Brahmanveshana, because there is a scope of misunderstanding this Vedanta. If you don't do correct Mimamsa. That's why Upadesha, Shastra Acharya Upadesha, that is given emphasis in Advaita Vedanta also. Right? So a refined mind. Here also we are using, even though it is agocharatva. Comments? Got it? Questions?
So can you please repeat this, like Shastra Charyopadesha Shamadamadi?
Shamadama, you know, right? Shamadama, the qualifications required, the calmness of the mind, the control of the sense organs, Dhamma. So to be here, to be present here, we are anyway have it. Shama, Dhamma, untene ikkada kurchunni. We are sitting here and discussing, we are analyzing, doing Shravana Manana. Right? Shastra Acharya Upadesha. And
Here, there is some important thing that we all need to be aware of. Here, it has been indicated the importance of Guru and Shastra, but not something that we need to understand this one in a subtle way. Whatever we do by ourselves, as I am the doer, I am the agency of doing, then I will be there. And then there will be results to that action. But here in this Gnana, Shankaracharya is indicating that one. What need to be done is getting rid of what you think we are right now. So how can I, by my own prompting, get rid of myself? Ramana Maharshi gave, just even though it is a little diversion, Ramana Maharshi gave a way that, hey, think that who am I? We can reach there. So many people tried. Ramana Maharshi has been there. But so many people tried, but they all have taken Ramana as the Guru. Surrendered to Ramana. See the very thing that has been indicated here. And Ramana's word has become the Veda. And then it will become successful. Shastra, Guru Vakya. So that's why Ramana also never condemned that that you need not have a Guru, even though he doesn't apparently doesn't have a Guru in this life. It seems to be like people will start asking that one, why Guru is required, why Shastra is required, why somebody need to teach me, I can go through this. But going through that will never make us to get out of this ego, get out of this I sense. And that's what has been indicated here. Shama, Dhamma, all these things are to nullify this ego. Slowly. Sadhana Chatushtayam is nothing but purification of this karana, where we can get that what is the vastu, or what has been indicated by the Shastra. So here, Manasevanu Drashtavyam Bruhadaranyaka indication is needed to be taken in the context there also. Here, Purva Pakshi has been asking that one, that hey, by mind you can do that. Karanam, by Karanam you can reach that. I think Shekhar has been indicating before. Yato
Vacho nivartanti.
Vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha, Taittiriya Upanishad and all. They are also contextual. In each Upanishad, there is a contextual things, but when we bring them, we need to bring the whole context. It is not that, I mean to say, we can, unless otherwise we don't have the context, we don't understand them in the right perspective. Here, what Shankara has been indicating is, by your ego, you can never subside the ego. You can make it as a friend. You can become a yogi. That is possible. And that one that who is become yoga rudha, then comes the actual journey. Samakkarana Muchyate, as in the 6th chapter. And he goes and talks about Atma Samstam Manakrutva Kinchitapi Chintayet. That is the Kriya, the last subtlest dhyana that he has been giving. And there, how do you do that? That also is a doing, that what, when we perceive that one, we think that it is a doing. But he has been indicating there also, when we see Shankara's commentary, he makes that one very clear. He makes that Gnana Karma Samuchaya Khandana, he makes it very clear at each and every instance. But what, I mean, our acharyas will say is, because of for our benefit, they may say in their speeches, in their normal this one, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to continue this thing, and you need to donate to our ashram. All these things they may say, but they were telling it in the form of that sadhana chatushtaya. Shankara never talks about these things. Shankara directly is interested in making it very clear the path that what you are. Stop there.
Mahadaya, just first, I remember like some time back you were saying, if you could elaborate on that one. When like Ramana Maharshi was like going and farmers like from a village, they asked him like, we are poor people and we don't know how to reach Guru and we can't read, and could you please advise us like to read? So I think that reply give us like more explanation, if you could like throw some light.
That would be a diversion from where we are, but in a brief way, Ramana is not telling anything other than what Shankaracharya has been indicating. Nothing more than that. What he was telling is, when a farmer goes there and says that one, hey, I don't know these slokas, I don't know Gita, I don't know Upanishads, can I reach there? He says that yes, it is you. And Shankara says the same thing, maybe in Sanskrit, because that is the one language at that time. Okay, if Shankara is right now, he could have told in plain English. If Shankara, that's what Gurudev did. He is the Shankara. He's told in the plain English that this is what you are. And he told that one, I am not that kind of Guru, I will carry you there. He says it very clearly that you start with thinking and come out of this thinking of that what I am, and from there. And Gurudev says about Ramana wonderfully. He says that one, all the Shastras and all will be answering the questions that what the mind, because the Vedas will be having all the 4 the Dharma, Artha, Kama, Mokshas. Okay, Chaturvida Phalas, Purusharthas, that what we have. And Vedas will be giving that framework. So all the Vedanta also contains that Chaturvida Phala Purusharthas. Okay. And the pinnacle, after graduating in a way through the Veda kind of living, Vedic living, samskara purusha, as Chandrasekhar told, because we are prakruta purusha. From prakruta to, because we are karmi. Prakruta means with prakriti, what we have, the baggage, we came here. And we need to have these samskaras. And that's where a systematic way has been laid down from the Vedic way of living to come up to the pinnacle and get to the fourth one. But Ramana told that, hey, if you are ready, you can reach the fourth one. But you have to be ready. There are so many people holding on to who am I for years together, never reached anywhere.
Yes.
The reason is going to the fourth one requires all these samskaras, all these samadama, uparama, and then the surrenderance to the Shastra and Guru. Ramana has given wonderfully what Shastra has told, he has given the same thing. That people that who have surrendered to Ramana and had all these qualities, even I think who have converted that all Ramana, what he told in Tamil, there is a wonderful, forgot his name. He's a Telugu guy only. He converted them into Sanskrit. He's a wonderful man. And all the things that Upadesha Sara and the Satarshanam, what we read, it is not Ramana shlokas. Ramana told it in Tamil.
Right.
So understand very clearly that what does it mean is knowledge is not the barrier. Shloka is not the essence. The very indication into the self from there is the one that needs to be caught, that lakshartha. And what any language can give, the vakyartha, that can, there will be modifications. And Gurudev also says that one, if you want to Sanskrita dhatu provided Nighantu based vakyas, when we are translating into English, there might be a problem with the language. That is lost in translation or something like that, what we say that one. But here, the indication which you cannot miss is about yourself. Both are talking about the same. So sorry about the diversion, but I hope that Mahodaya, your question has been answered. If not, I can't do much.
It's okay. Answered. So what we are hearing from Kishore and everybody is, Ramana also wouldn't like his so-called devotees to form a cult, like Ramana cult. Who am I? Go and sit there in the corner and think, who am I? Who am I? Will not go anywhere. It has to be backed by Shastra Upadesha, Guru Upadesha, Shastra Upadesha, Shastra, Guru, Acharya Upadesha. Right? Who am I? Who am I? If you sit in the corner and think, where it will not lead, unless you have the Shastra knowledge. Who are you really? You should get from Shastra, from Shravanam, Mananam. Ramana also, Maharshi also got that from the Shastra only.
Yeah, like in one of the Ramana Maharshi book, like this After the Rain, in this one, like it's not like so much to read. Just he given like just like few lines, and he said like after the rain, we are all like water and like small like rivers and canals and all these things. So again, we will go and like merge in the ocean. That's what we are. He explained like means in like very simple way, as you said, and amazing.
Okay.
Wonderful. I mean, whoever appeals there, you can surrender.
Yeah.
To that surrenderance is the one that has been indicated here. What Ramana said is nothing but Shastra alone.
Let's continue. Next.
Anyone?
That part is clear. Anuma. Tatacha. Somebody wants to read? Where did we stop?
Yeah.
Shastra. Okay. Sanskritam Manaha Atmadarshane Karanam. There we stopped, I think. Yeah.
So Sanskritam Mana Atma Darshane Karanam. Means like you antarmukam. You have to see.
Atmadarshana, knowledge. Atmadarshana means that jnanam only. That aham brahmasmi jnanam, or that atma jnanam, atmadarshanam ante. That is also is the result of the the Shastra Acharya Upadesha Shamadamadi Sanskritam Manaha.
So basically, like Ramana Maharshi told farmers that, like, with the samskara and like with the right things, what you do, that takes you to moksha, right?
That will become an instrument. That samskaram manaha will become an instrument, just like the karanam. For the Veda Purva Bhaga, it was a karanam, he said. Instrument to understand, to analyze the karma kanda. Just like that, this will become an instrument and will lead to Shravana Maranam Nididhyasanam. That will anyway lead you to your true nature, which is already moksha.
So
No, if you, I mean, Mahodaya, Ramana Maharshi, I think you might have heard about this one. When a Japanese journalist asks a question, can you show me the guard? He just showed like this. Okay. That's it. And people took it. The journalist himself took that one. Hey, this guy don't even know what is guard. He was showing his thumb, and the way that there are some people that who understood that one, even to show this thing, even to move this thumb, that Brahman alone is making. So that the question of the mind can go any kind of interpretations of Ramana's actions is dependent upon the mind who is perceiving him. Okay, when you see that, what you go to that kind of Mahanubhavas, the perception, you can't really judge with the mind. You can't really create a system by that mind. What we can see is a systematic approach is Vedic approach, which is a well-proven systematic approach. There is no question of going back. But whereas when you go to these Mahanubhavas, they talk wonderfully. They give the same thing, the same essence. But you can't become a system. You can't generalize it for, hey, somebody has. So when the farmer gone, the farmer's ardrata, the farmer's seeking honesty, the farmer's heart longing for the God might be entirely different to that Mahanubhava. What he told is, you don't require anything there. Okay, what you require is just seeking that one. That is true. And that's what, when you go to the pinnacle of Shankara's Granthas, he will tell the same thing, leave all these things. Okay, even in Gita, Bhagavan says that one, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Saranam Vraja, is that seeking. Okay, what he is talking about is, all these things are to mature. And if you have the seeking very honest, very robust, and very completely integrated, that itself will land you there when we surrender to that Mahanubhava at that point. Because again, that, okay, I can surrender, I will ask who am I question, the ego starts that journey that will never land anywhere. Okay, it will definitely land somewhere in the mind or somewhere in the intellect or somewhere. We know that one because the ego cannot go beyond that. Okay, but here what it has been shown is a systematic way of how we can get into that possibility that we can bring this question, even though if it is not honest right now, we are propelled by our vasanas. We are going through. People say that when I am not at your stage, just don't care. It is not about the other. This is about me. It is not about that I am going to lift others or something like that. It is never. Advaita is talking about that you are the center of the universe. If you want to reach there, you totally have to have that strength and purity to seek that thing. And if you start bugged by somebody asked this thing, somebody asked that thing, never can reach my destiny, isn't it? Within myself. Because all these people are in my mind. Who are the hindrances for me to yoke myself to that Guru and Shastra? Make sense? That's what Advaita. Advaita is that what Ramana has also told to that farmer, but in very crude way. But the question is that one, we are not of that kind. We have got this baggage. Okay. So this baggage will start interpreting people, start going on the tours of the mind and all that stuff. Shastra makes it a systematic way of purification and gets it to a level that where we can only focus on what is required to be in the self.
Okay.
Yeah, Params.
So, Atma Darshane Karanam.
Tatacha digamaya maya tadadigamaya
Tad
Anumane.
Adigamaya.
taddigamaya anumane agamecha sati jnanam na utpadhyate iti sahasamatram etat.
Sahasamatram etat.
Sahasamatram etat.
Tatha cha tad Adigamaya. If you split that, Adigamaya, it will become Anumane Agame Jasati Gnanam na Utpadyate iti Sahasam etat. Sahasamatram etat. What does it mean?
Tatacha taddigamaya anumane agamecha.
Tad Adigamaya. It's okay. Tad Adigamaya. Adigamaya means just
Adigamaya.
Tad Adigamaya ante. Tad means that, the truth, the Brahman.
Anumane agamecha sati
Means Anumane Agame ante. What does it mean?
doubts.
Anumana ante inference. Doubts kada. Anumana ante Anumana Pramanam antam kada. Anuman Telugu Anumanam kada. Okay. Anumana ante logic ikkada anukochu. Agame ikkada agama ante ikkada shastram, gnanakanda portion. Gnanakanda shastram. Not the Purva Bhaga. The Vedanta Shastra. Agama has other meanings, but here Anumane Agame Chasa.
నాకు నీ మీద తెలుగు అనుమానం కలుగుతుంది.
Anumana, and here by using logic ante not to prove or disprove anything. Here it just Shastra itself serves as a logic to support our understanding, not as a kind of a give proof or somebody can disprove, not like that. So Anumane Agame cha sati Gnanam na utpadyate. If Gnanam is not arising, if you are saying iti sahasamatram etat, is really daring. What kind of daring statement you are making? That is he is telling as though sahasame Telugulo antam as if sahasam etat sahasam matram. If by going through this kind of analysis through Shravana Maranam, a systematic teaching that our acharyas are teaching us through using even logic to support the teaching, then if you are saying this is not possible, that is sahasametat. That is the conclusion in a way. So Vedantic study will give that knowledge of Aham Brahmasmi, of our true nature. There is no need of any proof. Our acharyas themselves are the proof. Sahasam, what you're making, if you're saying no, that is sahasam etat. It's just thoughtless, just foolish. Sahasam ante foolish and ikkada daring kaadu. As okay. Anumane agame sati. That is the end of that portion, right? Any questions here? The bare assertion that such knowledge won't arise is merely presumptuous. He's saying presumptuous, foolish.
Basically, questioning this knowledge and with acharyas is something like foolishness.
Sahasamet, foolish, presumptuous. Okay. Next. 21.
Here also, I think any scientific mind or Western mind will be having a question. Most of the teenagers in this country also will bring that one. Hey, if I ask a question, that then sahas mein, and if I don't do something, you say shraddha nahi hai kya? And if these are the things, then we need to understand this systematic teaching will give more than that, but we need to have the patience also. It teaches, as Chandrasekhar indicated, it uses Shruti, Yukti, Anubhava also. These teenagers, Anubhava, they are speaking out of that with their Yukti. They don't have the Shruti Gnana. And the people that who might be answering, they got their own Anubhava, their own Yukti, but they also may have or may not have the Shruti Gnana. So that's where the question answers will not really fit and people will get frustrated and give up the tradition. This has been happening, especially people who are in US and all. This is the way that it goes on. So the teenagers, they will come, they're very strong because their emotions are, I do remember when we were, and how we used to discuss very fanatically, of course. Maybe some revolutionary things also, but at the same time, what they feel is that one. How do you get connect to that emotion? If you go against that one and rub it off, ये श्रद्धा नहीं है क्या? बैठो अभी आधे घंटा बैठो, बात मत करो, बाद में तुम जाओ जहां भी जाओ, go wherever you want to go. Then the problem comes. That is a suppression, and they don't like it. They are very freedom to expression is here, and that's where the question comes. So what here Acharya ji indicating is sahasame. He is telling that one without knowing, telling something is wrong is sahasam. Without knowing what relativity theory, I don't even enter, I don't know the physics, but I can say that one, there are so many people who does that one right now about Puranas, about everything. They don't know Vonamas, even we don't know. I never gone to all the Puranas and all, but when we say that one, hey, that's okay. Because of what my Anubhava and Yukti are telling, I am talking and I'm brushing it off. That is sahasam, presumptuous. That has been indicated here.
Indivar, it continue?
Yeah.
Indivar. I'm taking
Hindi word ochada.
Indivar.
You know that what is that name meaning, Indivar?
Oh, you are asking what is the meaning of my name? Yeah, it is Blue Lotus.
Come on. It is more than that. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah? I know it is Blue Lotus.
Please.
Continue, Indivar. Jnanam cha.
21.6. Jnanam cha utpadhyamanam tadviparitam agnanam avashyam badhate iti abhyupagantavyam.
Abhyupagantavyam. There. What does it mean? Jnanam cha utpadyamanam. Jnanam, this jnanam that is arising in this antakaranam that we are using, right? We are using the Monday only. What does it do? Agnanam badhate. Badhate means it is it negates, it removes badha. Badha means not Telugu badha. Badha padaka. Adi kaadu. Badhate means it removes, destroys the what? Ajnanam badhate. It destroys the ignorance. Okay? Jnanam, ajnanam badhate. Jnanam, ajnanam. Avashyam badhate. Avashyam. Okay? Avashyam into Telugu also we use, right? Definitely. Tad viparitam.
So
Which is the opposite. Jnanam, viparitam means opposite. Jnanam is opposed to ajnanam. They are enemies. Viparitam. Abhripagantavyam. This has to be accepted by everybody. Right? Jnanam removes ajnanam. Everybody knows that has to be accepted, isn't it? So after that, basically, there will be no, because the whole premise has been there will be no karmas. There's been whole thing was no samuchya. After that, the ajnana bhada anantaram, no samuchya. Samuchayam nasti. There is no inka vaidika karma undadu, inka e karma undadu. And that's what he has been telling all through, right? But doesn't mean karmas might exist as though, right? But then karma as a sadhanam to reach that sadhyam doesn't exist. Sadhana status it doesn't have. That's what we have to understand. Karma might exist superficially, but anything that I am doing to reach that sadhyam, so-called moksha, it is not used as a sadhanam, because you're already that. Because this jnanam through Vedanta, aham brahmasmi jnanam, has made me claim that my true status. Once that is gained, this Vaidika karma or whatever Laukika karma doesn't really exist. That is the fundament you have to understand. Karma might, as a Grihastha Jnani, can do even any puja. On Shivaratri day, you must have done Abhishekam, right? Or you can be a Jamana or a great ritual, or the Hanuman Abhishekam is coming. For the Yajamana is 1 crore rupees, right? For the Mukhya Yajamana, people, Aparna and everybody has already started going, I think, right? Started preparing for that trip. So it can exist. Grihastha Jnani can involve in any karma, but not as a, that status as a sadhana is to be. It is no more a sadhana for it. That's it. Karmas can exist. So after this, Jnana Ajnanam Badhate. Then any questions here? Continue then. All clear, right? So very crystal, so many such clarity you are getting through Shankara Bashya, right? So no questions, right?
Tatcha agnanam darshitam hanta aham hataha asmi iti ubhau tau na vijanitaha iti.
Yeah.
So it is like that, that
you
agnanam which makes you feel.
You can continue till the next sentence also.
Okay. Atra cha atmanaha hanana kriyayah kartrutvam karmatvam hetu kartatvam cha ajnana krutam darshitam.
Hetu kartrutvam cha ajnana krutam darshitam. So tatcha ajnanam darshitam. Darshitam, it has been earlier. That ajnanam, how is that ignorance? It was defined earlier, right? In the earlier Gita verses. How was it defined? Hanta aham ataha asmi.
I am the doer.
I am the doer. I am not the doer, of course, implied. But ignorance implicitly was defined by I am the doer of the anta, killing. I am killing. Killing and of course any action. It's upalakshanam for any karma, of course. Ataha asmi. I am the object ataha of any other action. That action is being done on me. Karta, bhokta, nene karta, I am the bhokta. That is ignorance. As it is what defined earlier. Right? Ubhau tau na vijanita. In verse 19th. Right? Verse 19 we have seen Ubhau tau. Na vijanita. Those people are ignorant people. They don't know. If they are thinking they are doing something. Even though they're doing karma. This gnani. Of course, sannyasi doesn't have any karmas, fine. Even Laukika, Vaidika also, but still some sannyasis, we have seen some Shankaracharyas in the last year, one Shankaracharya was doing whole time, he was there doing the whole puja in the temple, in the Kamakoti Kanchi. So even then, sannyasis don't have, some sannyasis do. For them, it is not really a karma. But what about us also? If at all you have gained that Vedanta Jnana, even a Grihastha, this idea of Katrutvam,
Don't go into the gray areas, man.
Yetu Katrutvam, Atra. Gray, what is the gray? Okay. Atmanaha Katrutvam, doership of Atma, Karmatvam, enjoy Bhoktrutvam, Hetu Katrutvam, instigating, Hetu Katrutvam. Karaitatvam, earlier we have seen, right? All that is Ajnana. Kritam Darshitam. Ajnana Kritam Darshitam. They are the product of ignorance only, thinking in that way. Okay. Comments? Indivar, fine. Okay. 10:25. Comments? You want to continue or?
Is anybody from this group going to Siddhabari?
Good question. Okay.
I mean, we're almost at time, so I thought I'll ask, but we can go.
I registered, Manoj.
Wow, congrats.
October, right?
Registered as Mukhya Yajamana, Blue Lotus?
Not as Mukhya Yajamana, but as one of the Kalasha sponsors.
Donors, yeah, sponsors.
I think Agni Kalasha.
It's 50 grand or something like that, right?
No, it's only 11,000 or something.
Oh. So,
but accommodation is very expensive.
So we have to book right now because I want to take everybody in my house if I can, not just go.
You have to book very early, so otherwise you will not get accommodation.
Yeah, exactly. You have to book it very early because the accommodation is
I was
very,
excited when he said that I want to take everybody, but then in my house he started.
What? Sorry?
Yeah, me too. In fact, for a second I thought
You said you want to take everybody, and he was excited. And Kishore would so that he'll.
Oh, everybody here. Yeah, sure. Why not?
And then slowly you added in my house. That's why.
I thought you already knew, so I just clarified additionally. But Blue Lotus is Blue Lotus.
No, actually, I'm waiting if my mom and dad also wants to accompany me, because 1 week. The only issue is you're in India, they want to spend more time with them, right? So I want them at least to join with me for at least 1 or 2 days. So I'm just waiting for their yes. If not, even I want to go.
Yeah, I don't know whether I'll end up going alone, or my hope is to take everybody in the family. But Netra, my daughter, will be applying for colleges at that time. So it is.
No, October is not a holiday season, right?
And school will be there, and she'll be a senior. So and she'll be taking all the exams, and so that's become a challenge. But if nothing works out, at least I want to go.
Yeah, I made up my mind very fast. I said I'm going alone.
That's good.
That is something that will definitely work, you know. Okay, sorry.
We'll
Just
just,
one.
yeah, we can. I don't have any plans as of now, but depends. Kishore, any plans?
I never plan,
Yeah.
If it happens, we'll go there. Otherwise,
Then you
it's
have to
okay.
just go to Dharmashala, visit, and then come back for it. If you don't have
Yeah.
accommodation, you have to stay somewhere else.
That's true. I think we even Siddhbari now no hurdles nowadays.
No, that's not that I know of.
There is one. There is a nearby town, Dharmashala, and the other side there is a nearby town.
Yeah.
Dharamshala is 2-3 hours from Siddhabari.
No.
No.
45 minutes.
25.
Not to
45
the
minutes
45
to-
minutes. Yeah,
Maximum 45 minutes.
Oh, that's it?
Manoj, remember we landed early morning 5
In-
o'clock.
Yeah,
5:45, 6 o'clock we are in Assam.
in fact, in the
yeah.
Viveka Chudamani Yagna, in the afternoon we went to Dharmashala and had lunch and came back like that one day. We want to see.
So
Dalai
worst case
Lama.
scenario, we can book.
McLeodganj.
Dalai
We can
Lama's ashram.
we can
Dalai
easily book hotels in Dharamshala and then go back and forth, right, if needed.
If needed.
Yeah.
Actually, Manoj, there instead of hotel, there are a lot of like
Airbnb.
Airbnbs too. Yeah.
Nowadays,
when
Airbnb
I
has
checked,
been
yeah.
famous.
Okay.
But you would miss early morning, all that program,
Yeah.
meditation.
No, but I would prefer to stay there. But if you don't get it, what can we do?
Okay, we'll discuss more.
The
Extend
retreat.
it?
Yeah.
Huh?
Retreat, Siddhapari.
Siddhabari is where Gurudev's Samadhi is there, and it's an ashram. Chinmaya Tapovan Trust is there. Chinmaya Tapovan Ashram, it's called. So there's a camp, Hanuman Mastaka Abhishekam, every 5 years they do. So it's in October this year. That's what these people are talking. Okay, let's close.
So most of his last time like spent there, Mahodaya.
Some of us were there, some of the camps, yeah. Different years.
Yeah, different years.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah Harihi Om Tat Sat. Hari Om. Thank you.
Hari Om. And
Hari Om.
Shekhar, look, I think if most of the chicks from Hyderabad are planning, or